Donald, Donald, can I ask your view? I'm sorry, I do apologise for interrupting. It just struck me today because it did affect me today, and I did think about it again. And we're campaigning against it strongly in the UK. Some of us. Chemtrails. Why are they doing chemtrails?
Well, they told me before that it contained an antidote to the zombie virus. They have a zombie virus. They have another virus called what do they call it? I forget. It's just like the suicide virus. They put it in the movies. The Happening.
Yeah.
The movie The Happening.
Yeah.
That's the suicide virus that they have. They have all kinds of biological viruses, all kinds, and then they have like counteracting viruses that hold people back. Like some viruses only affect certain races, and then those races make viruses that will only affect the races that would throw those.
Yeah. Okay, but to a lot of us, the geoengineering and the chemtrails that are taking place at the moment, I mean, to me, for example, today in the UK, we had a fantastically glorious sunny day with a fantastic blue sky. Next minute, there's all these planes flying by with spraying all this stuff. The whole sky is filled with a mist that blocks out the sun.
Well, there's a few different things that they've said. They said it contains nanobots, nano probes or something. Some of them, they're not little boxes with feet walking around. They're just a wire, one tiny little wire that they can activate and have manipulate and running through. They said they're through everybody now. They've got nanites and everybody. It's like that intelligent dust or the smart dust they put out. It's just like that. It's everywhere. Also, it's for the depopulation, but everybody thinks that depopulation, they're going to run around killing a bunch of people all at once. They don't want old people. They don't want old people living to be 110 anymore, because they're going to. It's a major problem. They're going to retirement homes at 55.
Yeah.
They're not dying at like 70 anymore. They're dying at 110. So, it's costing them a lot of money. Like even these people's families go.
Cost them a lot of our money, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. So they're trying to make people die sooner than 100.
So are they actually trying to screen the sun from us though? Is that part of it?
That is kind of part of it. They said that the nanite things can connect together in midair and make the images, but for whatever they want. And then they also said they wanted to block out the sun a little bit because Vril lizards are very sensitive to the sun. They said they wanted to block it out actually and have them come up and walk around. They want to live peacefully, coexist with humans.
That's the other thing. Chemtrails is a perfect delivery system to, as you said, you can get them where they can pick out different subcultures who they didn't want and get rid of them if they sprayed the right sort of stuff. So it's a perfect delivery system because everybody doesn't even look up anymore. A lot of people do. We're trying to get it stopped in this country because it's changing the acidity of the water, and everything's getting in the water and the food supply. People are getting sick. Trees are dying. Bees are dying. Monsanto have got a lot to do with the GMOs as well. Yeah, we're trying to do that side of it. Do you know anything about any entities off-world?
Only.
I mean, when I'm talking about this, I'm talking about you've been to the underground bases and that. Have you seen any military personnel?
Oh yeah.
Army, Navy.
Military bases. They got guards there, but not on the cloning floor. On the cloning floor, it's kind of.
So they wouldn't know what was going on there.
Well, different floors don't even know what's going on the other floors.
Well,
they don't have.
Everything's
They don't have security clearance. Isn't it? They don't have security clearance to go to those other floors, and they never.
Do you have a swipe card or some sort of ID to get?
No, I just open up my eyes and I'm there, right?
Like that's to do with retina thing. Is that a retina sort of thing?
No, it's rapid eye movement state of sleep.
Okay.
Of course, you're not there. You're in bed.
Sorry, okay.
But but your consciousness is in the clone.
Yep, that's how it works. And everyone else in the world that's sleeping at the time has the option of having people activate them while they're there. It's kind of confusing and hard to explain, but
Oh, I've got it now. Yeah.
But you can only be activated if you've got a clone, though, Donald. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
They have to have one of you to zap you into, I guess. Like, I wish I knew more about it, but they wouldn't tell me a lot about it because there must be some way to block the signal, and they didn't want me to know how. I tried different things. Hell, I even tried a tinfoil hat. As stupid as that sounded to me.
I believe I was listening to a video on YouTube of this woman, Blue Raven. She did a nice talk with Miles Johnson, and she said that they've got space-based weapons now that can individually target people and put a signal on them, and then they can be tracked anywhere in the world.
Yeah, on satellite. They got all kinds of stuff on satellite. They said they got something called a death beam. They said they got like a beam from a satellite they can give people cancer. Different things. They got nukes on satellites. They weaponized space a while ago. Everybody's like, oh my god, is Kim going to throw the missile? Is he going to throw the missile? He could blast anywhere in the U.S. right now. He's got a satellite up there. So it's supposed to be a TV satellite. No, it's got nuke pods on it. It can just drop them. Like, nobody is even... Well, you got to ask yourself, there's a bunch of people on my friends list, right, that have taken all of my information and they send it to the government and they say, look what this guy is saying about you guys. Go get him, right? Government does not respond. Then, well, Justin Bieber, little scumbag, he says, somebody out there is saying, I got them pregnant. I'm going to quash this right now. He did it in one day. Snap the whip on it, right? Yeah. But I told everything about what Justin Bieber is doing out there as clones and stuff, and Motley Crue and all these other people, right? I write it out, and all these people on my wall some of them are fans of these bands, so they send it to them, and they say, look what this guy's saying about you, slandering your name, let's go get him. They get blocked. They block their own fans and ignore. Oh man, it's so funny. So then people come back and like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't believe you, man. I'm like, yeah, I know, I wouldn't believe me either. This stuff.
Okay, but, Donald, for everything that you're aware of, that you say that you're aware of, is there anything out there that is actually helping us? Is there any entities or anything out there that is actually trying to help the human race as a species to actually get over all of this, as far as you're aware?
Nope. There is none. Pleiadian, the Pleiadian helpers that are going to help us, they're Vril Type 3. They're Vril Type 3.
Okay.
The saucers they were going to land in are old Atlantean tech that's been back engineered by America and Russia, and they were going to drop in and say, hello, we want to be friends, to share the light and love. They're carnivorous. They're parasitic.
I've heard this as well before. Yeah. Okay. So what is there any hope? What is the hope? Is the hope us? What is the hope, Donald, as far as you're concerned?
Well, the main thing, the populace has to shut them down. Multiple governments want to be shut down, but they're afraid of what's going to happen to them after they divulge information. So they're using me. They're using me for a scapegoat and saying, well, you can't kill him, he might be prophecy guy, right? So we'll just let it go. If it happens, it happens, and it's the prophecy, right? So they're just letting it go. But they're saying that people are going to freak out, start rioting, looting. It's going to be like LA riots worldwide, right? So we just got to keep that from happening, because that's what the lizards have.
So, how many lizards is the hundreds of thousands, millions, tens of thousands? How many could you put a figure on, do you reckon?
Underground, I'm not sure how many there are. They got colonies down there.
Is there a king or queen of these reptilians?
Oh yeah, they have different hierarchies in different regions. Like the ones that live underneath, like Iran, are totally. Well, sometimes they'll have a different kind of a variant language. Sometimes they look a little bit different when they evolved in different areas underground. Yeah, they got different leaders and stuff. There's more Vril Type 1s than anything else, and Vril Type 3s run them, and they're smarter than the Vril type ones, and they pretty much tried to lord over Vril type ones like gods, but there's a lot of Vril type ones. I don't know hundreds of thousands or millions, but there's a lot of them. And, well, there's so much of them, they eat everything that's down there so bad that they start to cannibalize on each other, and they don't even care. They're not even race or species loyal. They'll just cannibalize. They don't care. They're primitive things.
Okay, so Donald, what is your feeling on all of this then, as an individual, as yourself, who is someone that's speaking as being so aware of all of this and being so in the middle of all of this? Do you have any hope yourself personally? What is your feeling on this all? And what is that hope?
It's all set up. They're going to, they're either going to go to World War III to distract the world from talking about it.
Yeah.
And keep everything going status quo, or they're going to allow it to be shut down. They don't want to go there anymore. It's
they being who? They being who?
Like different world leaders. Like you might have heard, like this Icelandic uprising.
Okay. Yeah. Tell us about that. Yeah.
Yeah, they're there too. Just they threw out the Illuminati guys and voted in their own guy, but then they just cloned that guy and said, "Hey, guess what? You're here now. You are with us. You're going to do what we tell you to do, or we're going to get you bitten, and you're going to get killed, and you're going to get razzed by clone until you die, and then reanimated after death and razzed again, like for forever if we want." So he's like, "Yeah, okay." So he sits there too, some guy. And
so what you're basically saying there, sorry Donald, what you're basically saying there is that the guy that is in control in Iceland is part of this now too, because he's a clone. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, he's not a clone in real life, but they bring him into the REM cloning center, and they say, "You're going to do what we say, or we're going to razz you to death."
Right.
And it's like, okay, that's how it works. Like, they're not protected by this prophecy rumor, right? So they can be killed, but they're going to let me because of the whole, you know.
So what is humanity's hope as far as you're concerned then?
Well, it's not the entire army that's in this. Like, the average army grunt doesn't know anything about this. They just follow orders, and they think that their leaders are good, and that they're doing things for the better good. They're not. They're either hosts, or they're being coerced by hosts and lizards and other scumbags. Well, the only thing that's going to stop them is worldwide knowledge, because the populace has to rise up and oust the leaders. Do coups, to overthrow their governments, kind of, in some places. Some governments are actually good and will turn, right? But somebody else has to take the first step, because they're not going to put themselves out of the way because they're cowards.
Okay, so what we tend to go along with on this station is, because we're for critical mass radio, is we're going along with the critical mass, and we're thinking that if we can get enough people to follow the same thinking as us, and be with us and stand by us and stand by it in a proper physical way, that we've got a chance here. Would you agree with that then?
I do agree. We outnumber hosts by far. They've told me different percentages, but different countries have different percentages of hosts of Vrils and different clone amount of
How do we stand in the UK, just for interest, do you know?
In the UK, I'm not sure. Like, there's no way for me to be certain, but with Elizabeth and Charles running stuff there, it's not good.
It's not good.
They're not loyal to the country.
Absolutely.
They're loyal to themselves.
We know that already. Yeah. Some of us. Yeah. Dave, do you want to come in?
Yeah. Where does China come in all this, Donald? Any idea about China?
China is.
That's where all the gold's going, isn't it?
Yes, they have the most gold. They've been down with Vril for thousands of years. They droned more people than all the other nations combined. China really doesn't want this known, because China thinks they're going to be ostracized from the rest of the world. They think the other countries are going to start expatriating Chinese people, because China has been very, very bad. Not just droning people with the lizards, chipping people's heads